we've added a component visualizer to our influence maps so you can easily see the map's dimensions. So the small square is a cell, and then the big one is the whole map. So if I change the cell size, say from 50 to 100, then it shows how big a cell will be. And then the big thing, like up to here, is my map's whole size. So I can easily see that, okay, it doesn't cover the whole thing. So I change the width to be like, let's say 65. Still not enough, but pretty easy to adjust this now instead of using the gameplay debugger. And then the other dimension, we check that, okay, here we have some additional room that we do not necessarily need, so we would do that, like reduce it. Sorry. And easily you can adjust this to whatever value you want. And the beautiful thing is that it simply uses the colors of the debugger and the offset to create the second one. So if, for example, if I want to change the minimum color to something else, it is reflected in the visualization as well. If I press OK here, then the line colors change. So you can see all of your basically debug related information for the influence map, and the cell is always white, so you can distinguish it easily. Let's take a look at how basically to create a visualizer. So if you wanted to do it for your other components, you can do that. So to create a visualizer, you need a component to create a visualizer for. So what we've done is that we added a component to our influence map actor just to be able to visualize it. The component is empty, as you can see, and has nothing in it. What we do is that in our influence map actor, now we add an instance of this component to the map here, so we can visualize it. And then in an editor module, instead of the runtime one, you create a component FComponentVisualizer, and it only has one method to override, uh, which is draw visualization. Here I created a utility method to draw a rectangle, and here I basically get the map from the component, and then if it has a cell size and width and height which are valid, then I will draw two rectangles, like for the one at the actor's location and one at the z offset with the min and max colors, and then draw the small cell with the white color. This, however, is not enough yet, because Unreal doesn't know about this and doesn't know that this visualizer is for that component. So what you need to do is that in your module's startup code, you need to basically get the editor Unreal Ed, and then register the visualizer for the component. And in your shutdown method of the module, if the editor was still available, because sometimes when you close it, the module is shutting down, but the editor is null, and if you do not check this, you'll get a crash. You unregister here. However, still, there is one other thing you need to care about, and that's when this module loads, because Unreal Ed should be available. For that, you need to change the module's load time from default to post engine init, so it works. And it's pretty easy, and you can like do it for your own modules if you need to visualize them. And there are other examples online that you can look into. But basically, using the primitive drawer, you can draw lines and draw meshes, and that's it. But you can also do interactive stuff, like Spline component has a very good visualizer reference for so you can learn from it and how to apply input and change the visualization data and blah blah blah. I hope it helps.